obsessive genius, the restless schemer, the unrelenting perfectionist.
Pep Guardiola is a football genius.
Pep Guardiola, a mastermind at his craft, a pure architect at this sport. Like the geniuses we study, Guardiola is on that level of brilliance. Won the treble twice with Barcelona and once with Manchester City. Won the Premier League 4 times in a row, 6 times as a whole. Won the German League 5 times, won 6 trophies in 1 season and 14 trophies in 4 years. His philosophy is credit for the success of the most dominant national team we've ever witnessed in this sport. You can make the argument that he is the Superman of football, but with every story, there's always a villain, and there's no bigger villain than the special one, José Mourinho.
Please don't call me arrogant, because what I'm saying is true. I think I'm a special one.
So be it! And I won more premierships alone than the other 19 managers together.
My kids are so small, maybe they think I win every year, because every season they see the father to be champion.
And like with most stories, they started off as friends. José was the translator at Barcelona and Pep was a player at the club. It's a picture that shows a different time that people nowadays find hard to imagine. Pep and José sat side by side as friends, wearing crests of the same club. Fast forward 2008 and the job is available at Barcelona. Rijkaard has just left the club. José is desperate for the job and they snub him for a guy who's never coached in his life. José Mourinho was easily the most exciting manager in the world. He was cooking at Porto, winning the league and winning the biggest prize in football, the Champions League, with the underdogs, and still to this day is one of the most impressive achievements a manager has done since. Then goes to Chelsea, dubs himself as the special one, and proves it, turning an average Chelsea side into one of the most dominant sides we've ever seen in the Premier League. So for FC Barcelona to snub him for a nobody, he was bitter. But Pep wasn't no sucker. He was a genius that hadn't had his opportunity because the following season he did the unthinkable. Barcelona won the league for the first time since 2006, with their highlighted moment of that season beating Real Madrid 6-2 in the Santiago Bernabeu. They also won the Copa del Rey, and in the final of the Champions League, Barcelona beat Manchester United 2-0, completing the treble. Guardiola became the youngest man to manage a Champions League winning team at the age of 37. The treble-winning season is regarded as one of the club's finest in history. In his first season as a professional manager, he won the treble, the greatest accomplishment you can win as a club. In the second season, more success happened. Guardiola finished the calendar year with a record 6 trophies: the Spanish League, the Copa del Rey, the Champions League, the Spanish Super Cup, the European Super Cup, and the Club World Cup, becoming the first manager in history to do so. On April 10th, 2010, he became the first manager in Barcelona history to beat Real Madrid 4 times in a row in El Clasico. Barcelona won the league for the second time in a row, with 99 points. At the time, this was the highest points total ever gained among any of the European major leagues. Pep's Barcelona was killing everybody in their way. The Spaniard wasn't just successful at winning titles, he also revolutionized football with a unique style of play. Take it to the semi-finals of the Champions League against Inter Milan, and Barcelona were heavy favorites, but José Mourinho showed the world the blueprint of beating this dynasty. Pep and José are both top 5 greatest managers in history, both serial winners, but in completely different ways. Pep focuses on possession-based football. He emphasizes the idea of not losing the ball and keeping it moving, from goalkeepers to center half to forwards, always looking to pass. If you have the ball, the other team can't score. Compare that to José. His philosophy is being defensively sound, win your individual battles, being hard on the pitch, and overall, being a hard team to break down. The semi-final was a Hall of Fame showdown, with José Mourinho winning the battle, taking Inter Milan to the final, and winning the Champions League, completing the treble, making it one of the greatest seasons in history. They beat Barcelona 3-2 on aggregate, despite losing 1-0 at the Camp Nou, which José Mourinho called the most beautiful defeat of his life. José celebrated like a madman. He ran to the stands and pointed at all the Barcelona fans and said, "This could have been you." José pulled off one of the most beautiful miracles of all time, the blueprint to beating Barcelona, a low block. The low block in football refers to defensive strategy where a team sets up a defensive line very deep in their own half, close to their own goal. The main objective of the low block is to limit the space for the attacking team, making it difficult for them to create goal-scoring opportunities. And José showed the world how to do it effectively, and his old club did it to a T, beating Barcelona in 2012, but that's a story for another time. After that season, it was announced that José would be the new manager of Real Madrid. The 2 best managers going head-to-head for the 2 biggest clubs in the world. It was a real Hollywood showdown. In those 2 seasons they battled, El Clasico turned into a war. The first El Clasico with both managers in the dugout ended up 5-0 to Barcelona. with Real Madrid's director Perez regarding it the worst game in the history of Real Madrid. Real Madrid's high line was constantly exposed as Lionel Messi caused havoc from a false 9 position. On April 20th, 2011, Mourinho won the first trophy in Spanish football as Real Madrid beat arch rivals Barcelona 1-0 in the Copa del Rey final, ending Real Madrid's 18-year-long Copa del Rey drought. It was also Real Madrid's first trophy since the 2007-2008 La Liga title. 1 week later, the two teams met in the first leg of the semi-finals of the Champions League. Madrid's further progress in the tournament, the hostility between the two managers were at an all-time high heading into this one, with Guardiola labeling Mourinho the effing chef of Madrid's press room. The typical unfazed Guardiola had been rattled, but victory in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final ensured his on-pitch dominance was maintained. Messi's 15 minutes of magic made Barcelona advance and dazzled their way to the European glory, with Barcelona winning the double, the league title, and the Champions League at Wembley, with Lionel Messi in the final running the show. The most infamous clash between the two happened at the start of the 2011-2012 season during the Spanish Super Cup, where the pair exchanged a cold handshake without eye contact. A brawl was sparked by a savage tackle by Marcelo on Cesc Fabregas that ended with Mourinho poking Barcelona's assistant manager in the eye. Madrid dominated the first leg of the Spanish Super Cup, but Barcelona was saved by magic from Messi and BBVA to leave the Bernabeu with a 2-2 draw. The second leg of the domestic cup was unquestionably the Messi show. The Argentinian scored 2 and set up another one in a 3-2 Barcelona win, 5-4 on aggregate. Barcelona won their second trophy of the season, beating Porto 2-0 in the UEFA Super Cup. With the trophy won against Porto, he became an all-time record holder for the most titles won as a Barcelona manager, with 12 trophies in 3 years. Pep led his side to beat Real Madrid in a 2-1 victory, ensuring that he remained undefeated against Real Madrid in regular time as a manager. On April 21st, Guardiola conceded the league to Real Madrid after they beat Barcelona 2-1 and extended their lead at the top of the table by 7 points with 4 matches remaining. This was the first victory for Real Madrid in La Liga against their arch rivals since 2008. Real Madrid took over La Liga, which set records for the most wins in a La Liga season, most away wins, most points obtained in any top European league with 100 points, and finishing the highest goal difference with plus 89. José Mourinho's Real Madrid was setting records, and it really felt that these were the two best teams in the world. Pep's Barcelona versus José Mourinho was always a box office showdown. On the other hand, Barcelona lost the semi-finals in devastating fashion to Chelsea, who used José Mourinho's playbook using an incredible low block that effectively left the team with only the Copa del Rey to play for, followed by a 3-0 win in the final. His record of 14 trophies in 4 seasons had made him the most successful manager in Barcelona's history. Pep announced he would step down as Barcelona manager at the end of the 2011-2012 season. Pep took one season and José took the other. It was an amazing battle which was summarized on the pitch but also in the media. Like two great boxers, there's a lot of trash talking, and boy, Pep and José definitely did a lot of that. Mourinho fired the first shot, criticizing Guardiola for pointing to a correct offside call as an example of how close Barcelona had been defeating Los Blancos in the Copa del Rey final that had been held a few days previous. Until now, there's two types of coaches, Mourinho stated. There's a small group that doesn't criticize referees, and then there's a big group, which I'm a part of, that criticize referees when important mistakes were made. There is a third group, and he's the only one in it. The group that criticized the referee when he gets it right. Guardiola then fired back in the press. He's a in this room, and I don't want to compete with that, Guardiola said. We'll meet tomorrow on the pitch. Off the pitch, he's already won. I gifted that particular Champions League trophy for that. It was a battle of words through the press conference, making it feel like there was a real hatred towards each other. Overall, Pep and José's rivalry was one of the most brutal yet beautiful battles we've ever seen. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on this rivalry.